Yo, what's up guys, this is Soup here with the top 10 base spots in Ark Mobile. We're going to be starting off with PvE and then going into PvP. You can find PvP at 750. The reason we're doing PvE first is because the majority of Ark Mobile players are PvEers and the majority of our watchers are PvEers also. So these are base spots in my personal opinion. Otherwise, let's get into the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Remember to leave a sub. Let's go to the first spot. Spot number 1 on our list is the volcano, a very popular known spot. As you guys can see, there's a lot of metal already and there's a lot of stone. Let's start off with the location. The chords are 42.3 and 38.2. In another sense, you guys can find this on the center of the map as you see right now. It's you have an equal distance almost to every single part of the map. So if you are building up here on PvP or PvE, you will have an equal distance and be able to fly to places pretty easily. You guys can again see there's obsidian up here, there's a lot of stone up here, and there's a lot of metal up here. I'd say this is a pretty good spot for a large tribe or a medium-sized tribe. You could be a small tribe. You would need to get a flyer, of course, to get up here. You could also run it and then build the base up here. Sadly, with the materials, there's no wood, there's no berries. You could probably find them on the small sides of the mountain, but you'd have to run all the way down to get the wood. I know another thing is if you run up here, there's actually a quest that you can do to get a little bit of XP while you run up here, and it's actually very nice. You have a very nice view. It's a kind of flat area, so it's not too bad for building. Otherwise, this is a pretty good spot to build on PvE, and it's very popular. Let's get on to the next spot. So for spot number 2 on our list, we have Herbivore Island. This is a very popular spot, very well known, and a very good PvE spot in my personal opinion. As you guys can see, there's a lot of materials such as metal ore, you guys can see fiber, you guys can see stone, and you guys can see wood. There's also some silica if you guys want to make turrets or electronics using that. With the location, you guys want to go to the bottom right hand island, and then you guys don't want to go to the top right hand map or island because that is Carno Island, and you will probably insta-die if you try to go there. There's obviously Rexes, there's Raptors, there's stuff like that. Speaking of animals, on this island, there's all herbivores actually. You guys can see the occasional Titan spawn here. There's things like Parasaurs, there's PTs, there's Brontos, there's Trikes, there's Stegos. There's all herbivores. Obviously, you guys know the temperament of them, so some of them will attack you if you try to attack them. But for the most part, you guys can get pretty easy hide. There's also, I forgot, there's Ankies here, which is very nice for the metal. So with this spot sadly, it is on an island. So you guys will have to fly here or whatever, or get here on a raft, or even swim here. Swimming here might be a little dangerous. There's obviously megalodons and other creatures in the water which might kill you. This is a pretty good spot. You guys should definitely check it out. For spot number 3 on our list, we have what I like to call Ark Island, because you can see the giant rock formation right here, which looks like an A or Ark's logo. You can build underneath that as a nice little spot. You guys can see the materials around here. You guys can see wood, stone. You can see beaver dams, which makes up for the stuff that you can't get at Herbivore Island. You can also see fiber. With the location, you can find it at latitude 84-ish and then longitude 58-ish or 60-ish if you want to round that. So it is surrounded by water. You guys can get like fish and stuff like that in the water. It's a very nice spot. I would consider this a small tribe spot. So just for starting up a small PvE location or base like that. There's not really any metal here. So otherwise, let's get on to the next spot. And we're back at number 4. As you guys can see as I'm flying around, there's plenty of resources and plenty of creatures that you can tame. There may be the occasional dangerous Calithrium or Therizino and maybe a raptor here or there, but they shouldn't be too bad. I would say this spot is mostly for a medium or large tribe. You could start out here as a small tribe. It's a pretty flat area. Let's look at the map so you guys can check the chords. As you guys can see, the chords are at lat 22 and longitude 67, or let's just say 70 for that, and you guys should be able to see a small little lake on your map. It's kind of up north by Carno Island, which is actually very nice. You do have pretty close access. As you guys can also see with the resources, there are beaver dams here, so you guys can get plenty of CP for that. As you just saw, there's also mega piranhas, which may be nice for getting special types of meat. There are a few ruins here that may mess up your building if you wanted to build in that area, but you may be able to find a note or two while you're here to get some XP. And for spot number 5 on our list is the obelisk. It's number 5 for a reason, because it's probably my 5th least favorite or the lowest ranking on the list that we came up with, or that I came up with. As you guys can see, there's plenty of materials here, and it's a pretty flat location. You guys can see a lot of stone, a large amount of fiber. You guys can see some wood, but not necessarily the metal you're looking for. I think this would probably be a medium-sized tribe, maybe a large-sized tribe if you really wanted to build here. You can definitely store plenty of tames here, and there's a natural water source that you guys can build at. You can get some pretty aesthetic, cool builds. If you guys want to go check out my video, I'll post that in the description. But you guys can see I actually built at Red Ob one time, and Red Ob is in the bottom left-hand corner, while Blue Ob is in the top left-hand corner, and Green is at around 60 lat and 70 long. So they're not bad spots to build at. It's just not my favorite. But otherwise, I do really hope that you guys enjoyed this first part of the PvE base location. So let's go into PvP. Okay guys, now that we're starting off with PvP, this is Carno Island, our number 1 on the list. So this is actually a very, very nice location. It's a very large island, much bigger than Herbivore Island. It also can be a bit more dangerous. It's not as dangerous as people make it sound, and I think it's a bit overrated for danger-wise, but it's really not that bad. I really, really like this base location. I know that on Official Arc, there's actually a cave, an artifact cave, which is amazing and impossible to raid. It's really big. You can definitely do a lot of spam. There's plenty of resources here. There's not necessarily metal, but there's also more tames and stuff that you can tame. And it's not a bad spot. You guys should definitely check this out. This is in the northeast location of the map. Let's go into the next one. For spot number 2, we don't necessarily have a direct spot, but we have a region, and I like to call it the pillar region or the river region. I'll show you the chords right now. The lat is 40 and the long is 65. You guys can find this river and go all the way down it. There's obviously beaver dams. It's very, very pretty, and as you guys can see right now, so this is meant for PvP, of course. So as you guys can see, it's really flat, and it would be quite hard to raid if you wouldn't necessarily need to spike wall off the side. Spike walls they're not too bad, but you could definitely put turrets, and you could even get cliff plats. Let's go to the other bigger pillar. So I would say this is generally for medium. I wouldn't say this is for a large tribe. You could have a base on both of these. As you guys can see right there, there's actually a note right there, and there's plenty of metal everywhere. There weren't any resources on the other one that I saw, but there's a large amount of resources on, not a large amount, but there's a good amount of resources. And this is a really, really nice base location. You obviously have to have a flyer to get up here, but it's not a bad spot. You guys should check it out. Back on our list at number 3, we have the volcano. Sorry for the lag right here. We have a base that's actually built here because it's such an amazing spot. There's also a ton of metal, a ton of stone, and there's a good amount of obsidian and crystal here that you guys can use for turrets and stuff like that. Obviously, it's a very spacious spot. You can build some pretty comfortable builds and have plenty of room for your dinos and stuff like that. You can put turret towers around the edge, and again, you can do plenty of spam. So you can get cliff plats go down the entire side of the volcano, and then when you can't really put cliff plats anymore, you can start doing actual spam and do metal foundations and stuff like that. Here's the codes really quickly: lat 42 and long 40. Let's get into the next one. Number 4 on our spot is one of the more amazing PvP spots. Let's first talk about the ledge that you guys can see that's going around the basin right here. So you guys can place a lot of turrets or turret towers, even spam, and it's pretty flat. As I'm flying out, you guys can see the icebergs, you guys can see oil and stuff like that. So you don't want to actually build on the icebergs because most people will check those and they'll grief you and destroy you. Obviously, there's penguins, which you can get the organic polymer for, and this is actually a pretty amazing spot. You can see metal right here, you can see wood right here, you can see crystal right here, and stone, and there might be a little bit of fiber. I can't see any on my map right now. It's in the northwestern region, or you can check the lat. It's 25, and then long is around 17 or 20-ish, and it's a pretty easy spot to find, as obviously you can see a drop right here, so drops do spawn here, and there's a nearby cave that you guys can check out, and then go to the blue orb and then tribute it for some loot or stuff like that. Let's get into the next one. And for number 5 on our list, we have Pearl Caves. Now, this is not one location, but it's a multiple place location. I'll give you the codes of this specific Pearl Cave right here. It's around 50, and then long is 10. So you guys will need really good oxygen, or you'll need a swimming pet to get down here. And that's actually one of the positive things about it. Sadly, flyers are no use, and lane tames are no use. But it is a very nice spot. As you can see right up here, you can put turrets, and then you can put turrets on the outside as long as they're connected to a Jenny through wires. You guys can put behemoth gates and stuff like that. There are some weird mesh spots, as you can see. It's like you're floating in water, but you can't actually get water from it. And you can see right here, there's plenty of crystal, there's plenty of silica, and there's plenty of oil, which is pretty useful when you need to get turrets or other stuff like that. Otherwise, I hope you guys enjoyed this spot. I hope you guys enjoyed the video of my top 10 base spots. Obviously, there was PvE and PvP, and these are all my personal opinion. You could be built at any one of these spots and be rated any day, but let's hope you don't, because these are amazing spots said by me. So otherwise, if you guys aren't subscribed already, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Sub to Soup, and peace out.